What's up, guys? It's the Resell Brothers, aka the 7-figure sellers. We got a good one for you today. We're going to be ranking the top 10 categories to sell on eBay. We're going to break down what we like about these categories, what we don't like, and hopefully give you some more insight onto what you should be selling on eBay and what categories are still hot and still selling like crazy.
All right, before we get to the ranking, we just want to talk to you guys about the AI software video that we talked about making. We decided after kind of filming it that it wasn't worth doing because all of them basically are the same. Christian has said it before. They all kind of run off the same AI and it's all integrated into their softwares. So they're all, I mean, basically make the same titles and fill out all the same stuff. There might be a little nuance to each one, but they're basically all the same. And we also think that eBay is obviously working on this. They want AI just as much as we do. So they're going to make it to where it can make eBay can make titles for you. It can fill out the specs off of the pictures for you. So these are probably not even worth doing on that
Short-term solutions,
yeah,
for
so,
sure. Expensive short-term
So
solutions.
like I said, it got very repetitive, the video did, so we decided to scrap it. But also we think that if you do have some sort of software, it should include a cross list, an auto delist, and a recreate, something like Nifty that we use, Nifty.AI, because those kind of things eBay's not going to do. They're not going to put that into their thing because they only care about eBay. They're obviously not going to worry about the cross listing side of it. So check out Nifty.AI. Use our code ResellBros, 50% off. It will surprise you. We got some testimonies. Hopefully Christian puts them on the screen. But yeah, we just want to tell you guys why that video wasn't coming out before we get to this next one.
Starting off strong here with number 10, business and industrial. A lot of people don't think about it, but there is big money to be made in the business and industrial category. We've actually sold some stuff in the business and industrial category. For example, we've sold fuse breakers, we've sold fuses, say urinal screens for businesses if they're trying to like replenish their bathroom materials.
Wet floor signs.
Wet floor signs, stuff like that. Stuff that you wouldn't think about, but it definitely does sell. Maybe not in massive quantities. A lot of the time, the margins on this stuff is really good because people aren't buying it. They don't know what it is. So you can even make like thousands of dollars. We've sold some industrial breakers for like well over $500. They go to like really complex, big machinery. And a lot of times you can just find them in trash cans because these big companies, they set stuff up, then they end up throwing them out. So, I mean, the barrier to entry is really low for some of it's expensive, but the barrier to entry as far as knowledge base wise, a lot of people don't know about this business and industrial stuff. But it's definitely a good category and a category that I would say is slept on, even by us to some extent.
Yeah, you have that number 10.
if you want to be an expert in this category, I promise you can make crazy money because the opportunity is there.
I also feel like finding it, you're not going to find it a lot, I don't think. I mean, maybe it's out there more than I think it is, but at thrift stores and other places where you can, I mean, just rummaging around through trash cans, I don't think a lot of people really want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big thrift store thing. Our channel is mainly thrift store. This is just like reselling 101. You can find this stuff in other places other than
this is why he's talking it up so high, but we have it ranked down to 10 because it seems like to sell any amount of it would be difficult. Obviously, we found a couple to where we sold it for a bunch of money, or we have sold a couple things, but to the aspect of being able to make it a full-time thing or even a part-time thing where you're making thousands of dollars would be kind of difficult, I think, finding it. So that's why it's ranked really low. All right, next we have toys and hobbies. Now remember, this video is our opinion with a little bit of facts from eBay. So mainly it's a lot of opinion-based stuff. So throw your comments in there about how bad we are, about our ranking, and
hey, wait a minute.
You sell this stuff, so it should be higher and stuff like that. I mean, we get it, but like I said, this is our opinion-based.
And this isn't like what sells the best on eBay, like as far as like sheer volume. This is just our opinion as far as reselling. I don't know if I made that clear, but it's not like by what sells the best. It's by what we think's the best to resell
as a whole.
Yeah.
Availability, sourcing, storage, shipping, and how much it sells for, obviously. Return rates, everything like that. So. Number 9 was toys and hobbies. Now, I know a lot of people sell toys. A lot of people sell
Legos are crazy.
Like plushies and stuff like that. I don't know if that counts as a toy. We don't really sell a lot of it. We have sold some Lego stuff, especially on Amazon, but even on eBay you can sell them there too. They do make some pretty good money if you can find them new. Parting out the pieces and stuff like that are kind of weird, and making sure that everything's in there.
We've all bought a Lego that we thought was complete that's not complete.
Yeah, so but there are people looking for that stuff, so that's great. But are you finding a ton of it? Say
you mentioned plushies. I think those are kind of oversaturated. I see all kinds of these resellers online saying, I make a full-time sorry, I got carried away. I make a full-time 6-figure income selling stuffed animals and plushies, and this is what I do. And I just cannot imagine finding that many plushies.
When I hear plushies.
Is it plushies?
Thinking about how few of them are actually worth money.
Oh,
it's similar to ties.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you find a tie that's worth a ton of money, but you hardly ever find that tie. Like, normally it's something that's going to sit. It's something so I think that's kind of similar with plushies. If we're wrong, let us know, 100%. But
good to add, not good to niche down.
Maybe you can find a bunch of them. So
yeah.
I don't know. We've never done it, but some of them can be big. Shipping gets a little difficult, but yeah.
Squishmallows are good sometimes.
Kids do like them.
Not as good as they used to be.
Kids do like them. There are some collectibles that sell for a bunch of money, but like I said, those are probably more few and far between. So
what are those things? Hold on, before we finish this. What is with the Labubus? Does anybody know anything about Labubus? Because those apparently print money. I see people like, they do these videos. Comment if you've seen them too. The videos, like, they'll be like getting knockoff Labubus from China. And they say like, oh, DM me to find my supplier. Like all these like young TikTok scam artists out there are selling these fake Chinese Labubus to people on Facebook Marketplace. And they'll be like, I spent $5 for this Labubu from China, and I sold it to this guy for $500. I'm like, this is super illegal.
I've never heard this.
My feed's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I get all these like scam people in my feed, like selling like fake MacBooks, AirPods. I mean, it's absolutely unreal. But I had to go on a soapbox there because I don't understand what they are.
Anyway, like I said, I think we ranked this at 9 just because one, it would be easy to ship stuff. So, I mean, in storage probably isn't too terribly difficult. The big stuffed animals probably would be a little harder, but I don't know. It's just not something that really interests us, so I don't really see it being something that a full-time. Well, I'm sure you can, but you know what I mean.
I think Lego in particular is a very strong category. Even like the old stuff doesn't normally go up, then go back down, then go up.
They're collectors.
Yeah,
collectible.
The vintage,
things.
like just like regular toys and stuff like that, that seems to fluctuate more. But Lego seems to hold its price a little bit better. I don't really see Legos going like up to $300 one year, down to $100 the next. That's just my opinion, but we have sold quite a few Legos in the past. Next is home and garden. This category, I'm thinking, when I think of this category for eBay, I'm thinking like appliances. A lot of times people will buy appliances from like Walmart and other retail stores when they go on clearance, and then they'll try to sell them on Amazon, then they'll get a nasty little letter from the company that actually owns the name and rights to that product, and then they go over to eBay and they sell it on eBay. So a lot of the times that stuff ends up on eBay, and it does sell pretty well. You can make a ton of money on this kind of stuff. We've sold blenders in the past. We've sold espresso machines. We've sold all kinds of different stuff in this category. What's another thing we've sold? We've sold bedding. We've sold bedding. So bedding's really good. We've sold a ton of bedding. We used to drop ship on Amazon, and we sold an ungodly amount of bedding. I mean, like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of bedding. So if you can find a good deal on bedding, maybe like a bedding set, that stuff sells really well. Why are you laughing so much? If I said bedding too many times.
There's a lot of bedding, yeah.
Bedding. I'm betting that you are tired of hearing me say
I try to hold it in for as long as I can.
Bedding's huge, I'm telling you.
I believe you.
It's heavy sometimes to ship, but I mean, you can.
So that is the thing with this. That's another reason it's kind of far down there. One, you're gonna have to test the stuff to make sure it works. Sometimes you can sell it. Sometimes
the appliances,
you can sell it as not working. We've never done that, so I don't know how well that kind of stuff sells. You can part stuff out. You can sell stuff that like a blender where it's just the blender,
like a Vitamix.
Yeah, it's just the cut or the actual. It's not the blender part. It's just the cup part. I guess you can part that kind of stuff out, so you can still definitely make money that way. Storing aspect, I don't like the storing method.
You have to have a lot of space.
Yeah, I feel like you need more space, and they're kind of just sitting out, and it's harder to keep things. It's harder to have an order system. You're kind of just laying stuff around. That's my opinion. I'm sure there are people that are better at reselling than us that have good systems for that, so go check them out for sure, but that's just my opinion. And then shipping can get difficult. You need a lot of different size boxes. You need bubble wrap. You need even more tape than we use. You need all kinds of stuff.
We used to sell a lot of this stuff on Amazon. Yeah. That's how we kind of know.
Yeah, and you don't want a box that the stuff is going to shift around a lot in, so you have to cut boxes down. It takes up a lot of time.
That being said, there is money to be made. We have made a bunch of money.
So you make more money per piece, though.
Yeah, way more.
So you don't have to sell as much, so that helps. So it's just kind of where you want to spend your time. Do you want to spend your time out searching for these things, and you're not going to find as many. Some people might argue, but I think there are way more clothing out there, or way more other specific items, not to give away our list, but than these specific home and garden things. So I don't know. That's why it's kind of
the home stuff. There's a ton of stuff in the home category, but appliance wise, I mean, stuff goes wrong with appliances.
Garden, I don't even know what the garden is. What is
garden? Like a hoe?
Like hose?
Hose.
Yeah, we've sold some hose, but some.
Tony sold some hose.
Watering hose, but hoses. But they yeah. So that's why it's number 8.
I'm turning red. Okay.
You're always red.
Number 7 is jewelry and watches. This is a category that's near and dear to my heart, even though I don't own any expensive watches.
His TikTok has a lot of watches.
I watch a lot of watch videos. I love like the banter back and forth when like, hey, I gave you 22. Nah, that's worth 80.
He means 22,000.
22,000. Yeah, I like the real high. It's just fun to watch. Like these people like just really wheel and deal over like $500 for an $80,000 watch. To me, it's hilarious. But huge category. I mean, gigantic category on eBay. Jewelry, especially watches, they seem to sell quickly. We've actually sold some watches within the past several months, and they sold super fast, had a lot of interest, and they weren't even super high-end watches.
One sold for $500 pre-owned. It was like a $1,200 or $1,300 watch.
Yeah.
So they kind of hold their value.
Depending on the brand.
Depending on the brand, yeah.
But, I mean, you can go as low as a Casio and as high as a Patek Philippe, Rolex.
Okay. He's just trying to flex.
I've seen a lot of really, really nice watches on eBay, and I think if you're knowledgeable, one thing about this category is you want to make sure that you're not selling fake stuff, and you want to.
And sometimes the fakes are so good, you actually have to.
Yeah.
I've dabbled a little. You have to break in. You have to break into the watch to see the mechanism sometimes to see if it's fake or real.
Yeah,
they're that good at fakes.
That's actually funny you say that because I watched a video yesterday. There's a professional watch guy. All he does, he's done it since like 40 years back. This guy's been doing it for 40 years. Like really, really knows his stuff. A guy brought a watch into him, and he looked at the outside, and he said the outside's perfect. 100% looks real. And like he said, opened it up, looked at the mechanism. Oh, fake. As soon as he saw it, he knew it was fake. So that stuff can be really complex, and you really got to do your homework and know about the fakes, know if it's got like fake gold or fake diamonds.
Take a picture of it and ask ChatGPT if it's real.
Yeah, you got to really be knowledgeable and be smart if you're going to sell in this category. But like we just said, there is a lot of money to be made. So if you're smart and you know it, and you have a lot of capital, it's a good category
like
to be.
Like you said, it is expensive. Yes. You're going to have to pay a bunch of money to find these watches. You're not going to find a ton of them. If you're just looking around your average thrift store, you're not going to find them.
But if you got some money in your pocket and you want to make more money per transaction, I mean, you can easily make $500, $1,000 per transaction.
Also a growing. I feel like people are getting in. Like our generation and younger are getting more and more into watches. Mm-hmm. So it's something that there is a demand for, and it's something that if you can find them, it's going to be really good. Now, also. And jewelry is similar, especially if you're buying like gold and silver. That stuff has vintage value jewelry, in itself. Yeah. But this is up higher than the home because it's something that they're so small. Storing them is going to be really easy. Even the shipping of them, even if you had to buy a bunch of bubble wrap, I mean, you can have mailers and little tiny boxes that aren't going to cost you a lot of money. So you can be able to sell and not need a bunch of space. And you're going to spend more money, but you're going to get way more. Like if you spend $100 to buy a watch and sell it for $500 or $600, that's a lot of profit. You don't have to find as many either. So knowing where to find the stuff is definitely going to be a challenge, but if you can dive into it, I think you can make a lot of money there. Health and beauty. So this is stuff,
Number 6,
that small, easy to ship, something that is not going to take up a lot of space, and it's not, oftentimes not breakable, so you don't have to worry about, you know, even if you have a little bit of packing in there, it's not gonna shatter. There are some stuff that comes with glass, like the,
or like
I believe like cologne,
chalky, it can break up.
cologne and stuff like that is in this category. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but
We'll throw it in. I'm pretty sure it's being included.
yeah. So that is, you have to watch for that kind of breakable stuff, but
Cologne
it's gonna be very expensive.
is faked a lot.
Yeah, it can be very expensive.
Yeah, so watch out for. I don't even think I would touch cologne, to be honest with you. It's just, it's so faked that.
And they have expiration dates stuff
Yeah.
you have to watch out for. Make sure stuff's not expired when you're shipping it and sending it and selling it. Are you allowed? You're not even allowed to sell expired stuff.
No.
I don't think on eBay.
On eBay, I don't know about on
I don't
eBay.
know. Unless you say it's expired, maybe. I don't know.
I don't
100%
believe
how that
you're
works,
allowed.
but-
I don't believe you're allowed.
Yeah, but there's a lot of it. I mean, you can find a lot of it. They sell like Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and stuff like that. Now, sometimes that's lower quality, but you can sell cologne and stuff like that. You can sell that stuff when it's half used and still make money.
Or
on
like
it.
Bath and Body Works lotion. Sometimes
Yeah.
that stuff can go for crazy money
That
if it's
if
like
they're-
a discontinued lotion or a discontinued, like I almost said lotion twice. Discontinued makeup. They have like YouTubers who make like makeup palettes, like Jeffree Star. If you have one of those that's rare or discontinued, they don't make it anymore. You can make crazy money on that. Funny story about this category is when we sold on Amazon, I bought a bunch of makeup to sell on Amazon, obviously, because we were selling on Amazon. And I thought, wow, I'm gonna make so much money on this makeup because it was super I mean,
I remember that.
it was like
The boxes?
$50 makeup for like $1. I'm like, I'm gonna cash out on this makeup. What a good deal. And got to looking at it a little close. I mean, I bought so much as you can imagine. I
wasn't involved in this purchase.
I bought, and I looked. They were all expired. All of them. Could not sell a single one
on Amazon.
On Amazon, had to just basically get rid of all of them because they were like way expired too.
Yeah.
So, a word to the wise: do not make the same mistake that I made. I had makeup sitting in my house for about 2 years until I finally broke down and threw it away.
So this is also a category that's reusable. A lot of people, if they find something they like, they're going to buy time and time again, over and over again. The categories that are designed like this for women they shop more in general than men do on the internet. They like to try, they see something on TikTok, they see something on the internet and they want to try it, so they're going to go find it, and if they can find it cheaper on eBay, they might do that. So it's something that I think it's going to sell all the time. You're going to sell a lot of it if you can find a lot of it. So I think there's a lot of money to be made there if you know what you're talking about, if you know what you're doing.
Number 5, eBay Motors. This is like car parts, accessories, stuff like that. You have to know a little bit about cars to be very good in this category. Obviously, you have
Why
to
we
know,
don't sell it.
you have to know what parts sell, what parts have problems, how to check the parts. I mean, you don't have to always know how, like, say, the electronics work in a display for a car, but you should probably know how to turn it on, how to test and see if it's working or not. But you can make crazy money for sure. One of the categories I wish I was more knowledgeable in, because I'm pretty confident that we could make a crazy amount of money just based off the people I've watched on YouTube and on other social media platforms. People are making an absolute killing in the eBay car parts category. I've seen people sell headlights that they paid $20 for like $500. I've seen people sell full car seats. I mean, obviously, if you're selling bigger stuff like car seats, motor parts, something like that, it could be heavier, it could be more expensive to ship, a little bigger, more cumbersome to handle. But
that's where the money is a lot of times.
Yeah, that's why these people make more money, because they're doing the work and they have the knowledge. So if you can acquire this knowledge base, or you already have it, say like you're mechanically inclined and you kind of just know how to take stuff apart, this could be a huge category for you. And the competition, I've heard people say it's high, but like compared to the categories that we sell in, I feel like the competition is substantially less than categories of like more common goods like clothing.
There
and
could be
stuff
like
that.
bigger people, you know, like actual retail places that can sell a lot more than the normal person. But also another thing that makes this category good is that eBay pushes it a lot.
Yes.
So they're gonna be pushing it to you and trying to get people to come to your stuff, buy your stuff for you.
Yeah.
Whereas other categories, and like another thing eBay does, they push the watches, they push actually a lot of watches and the jewelry, and
They're
they
really,
push the
heavy.
shoes. They push that kind of stuff in their advertising. Stuff they don't push is like home stuff. They don't push a lot of
medical devices,
a lot of like we just
sell.
talked about, the lotions and the perfumes and stuff like that. So they're not pushing that as much.
Not pushing books
They
anymore.
push vintage. Yeah, they're not pushing, like you said, books and stuff. The media, really, they're not pushing media at all.
All dying breeds.
Yeah, so that is a good thing to sell in the stuff that eBay is like, hey, you guys should come to our place to buy this stuff. That's a good category to be in for the most part normally.
Yeah.
All right, next video games and consoles. Now, I know we just talked about how eBay doesn't push it, but video games is something that is the opposite of the motors in the fact that it's going to be easy to store. It's going to be easy to ship for the most part, especially the video games aspect. The console is a little bit different, but even consoles really aren't like that big. But there's a ton of them out there, and there's a lot of money in them. So, and you can get them not in traditional thrift stores. You can get them at estate sales, at garage sales, pretty much anywhere you go to buy stuff.
Very readily available.
You can get a lot of them, and there are things that are worth a lot of money in. Like there are, if you know what you're doing in video games, there are some that they didn't make a lot. There was like a Deadpool game that sold for like $75 used, and people only paid $1 for them. Like a lot of the old NES stuff can be worth money. And not saying it's worth $1 million, but if you get it for like $5 to $10, you can sell them for $75 to $100 easily.
And the thing about this category is a lot of the times the sell-through rates are pretty good.
Yeah.
So I mean, you might only make $5 on a video game because people have them marked up. But I mean, if you sell it in a week or sell it in a couple of days, it's going to be a pretty fast turnover.
Yeah. So and the actual games, I don't know how. Like he said, he probably knows more about than I do, but I don't know how fast some of those move. Like the common games, if you're just buying a ton of common games, I don't know how fast those move. But the rare ones are going to go really fast. So are you going to find a ton of those? Probably not a ton, but if you know where to go, you could. If you have good hookups, if you know what to do, you could be finding a bunch of stuff.
My opinion on this category is it's very availability dependent. So if there's a lot of this kind of stuff in your area and you can find it, by all means, you should go all in on video games because most places, it's hard to find a bunch of them. I mean, it's easy. It's always easy to find a couple of anything, right? But as far as scaling a business in this category, it's going to be hard to find enough video games and video game consoles to make a full-time sustainable business. So this is very part-time, kind of, in my opinion, unless you're in a really good area or you're smart and maybe you have people sell you stuff online. There's a guy on YouTube, I think his name's Phoenix Resale. He has a video game shop and he has a website where people offer to sell them their video games, and he has a pre-generated offer based off the video game where he'll buy your video games for you. So that's being creative, that's being smart, but that is one of the few ways you can have a full scalable video game business.
Keep in mind, like we said, we looked at the eBay statistics and stuff like this. So these are selling a lot. It's not something that we're just making up. So these are, like I said, not as high on the list as probably some people think, or maybe it's too high for some people, but it's we have it at 4. The next one we have is collectibles. Now, collectibles, something like trading cards, comics. There are some toys that you can throw in there as collectibles. Some memorabilia, signed stuff that can sell for a lot of money now.
Pokemon.
Strong pros in this is that I think there's a lot available. Now, the really expensive stuff, there's not as much available, but just selling you can do it a bunch of different ways. You can do it as card breaks where you're selling or you're selling them like that on live, or you're selling individual cards. You're selling the packs that you bought from the store that go up in value. I mean, we've bought Pokemon stuff, held it for a year, and it went
Oh
from
yeah,
$40 to 120,
That's a good
150
point.
just for the sealed box.
And it's very social media driven. Like there's a guy who has I think he does it on TikTok and on YouTube, but it's like, should I open it or should I keep it sealed? It's
Yeah.
very engaging. People love it. Like, I don't even collect Pokemon, and I like watching the video because it's entertaining. So I think it's very hyped right now, and this category is doing nothing but going up from what I can see.
Yeah. So also, the other thing that makes this category good is that it's all small stuff, and so it's not something you're gonna really have to store. I have a lot of area to store. The shipping should be relatively easy. You'll have to pack some stuff specifically, but it's all small stuff, so it shouldn't take you a long time to do. Also, like I said, there are the different options of how you're going to sell stuff, and you can sell some stuff for a lot of money. I mean, it's not something you pull something out of a pack because you enjoy doing that and you enjoy doing it on your YouTube or whatever. You can sell some stuff for thousands of dollars, some stuff for hundreds of dollars. You just have to know what you're looking for.
And honestly, nowadays with all the AI softwares where they can kind of recognize what the item is, you don't even have to be a crazy expert to get into this category. You can take a picture of it and have AI tell you, is this a really good item? How much should I sell this for? What is it exactly? Is it like a special edition? And a lot of the AIs will be able to analyze that and really help you out with listing it and listing it a lot faster.
Also, availability as in where you can buy this stuff. You can buy them at thrift stores a lot of times. You can buy them at estate sales, garage sales, all kinds of different places. You can go to events where you do trading with people. You can go to a whole bunch of different places to be able to buy this stuff. So the availability in how to purchase it,
crazy,
that you can get, your inventory could be endless. And like I said with the Pokemon stuff, if you buy something and you keep it for a year, it could go up in value a lot, and then you sell it later on. So I mean,
especially the sealed stuff, like a sealed, like old pack of Pokemon cards. I mean, the stuff, the money people pay for the sealed packs is absolutely incredible.
So there are going to be a lot of stuff that's not worth a lot, but there are going to be a lot that there are going to be some stuff that is. It's just a matter of getting it, and it's a growing category. And with all those factors of, there are some expense, I guess with every category, there's going to be some stuff that sells for a lot, some stuff that doesn't. It's going to be easy to store. It's going to be eBay's pushing cards and stuff right now. They're pushing, I've seen it, I mean, because it's such a big category on social medias and stuff like that. It's something that you can make money in. Pretty good.
Very trendy, yeah. Next is electronics. I got electronics. Now, you would think electronics would be low on the list because there's a lot of problems. I'll get into the problems real quick before I get to all the pluses. But there are a lot of problems with electronics. Stuff doesn't work. A lot of times you have to be really careful with how you ship it because there can be damage to electronics. Obviously, you got screens, you got components that can move around and give you issues. People return electronics, and if it's like a computer, a lot of times they'll like gut the insides and steal stuff like RAMs and processors. So there's a lot of challenges to selling in electronics.
You say shipping it, storing it, and shipping it?
Yeah, storing it and shipping it's another thing. You have to make sure you're storing it in a controlled climate.
Well, not just that, but also the materials, having the boxes, having the bubble wrap, having the paper to fill all that stuff in, getting that stuff at a decent price. So it's kind of nuanced in that way.
But the plus side, the reason why it's number 2, because there's an absolutely insane amount of electronics sold on eBay. I mean, it is huge.
And they all sell for
and the sell-through rates in electronics is absolutely incredible. Way better than the categories that we sell in for the most part.
That's why J-Ride stopped selling clothes.
Yeah, the sell-through rates are really, really good in electronics. And there are some sneaky electronics that can sell for like thousands of dollars or even like hundreds of dollars for a really old VCR that's like the specific VCR, or like a Black & Decker coffee maker that is like Granny's favorite and she wants to get the exact one and you paid $5 for it, but it sells for $80 on eBay. So there's so many nuances to this
would
category.
That go into the home?
Yeah, but I mean, sorry, wrong category. But you get my drift. Like something that is older that people can't get anymore that sells for a lot more money, and it's normally not priced up real high at thrift stores because I mean, who's gonna buy? You have to know what it is first off, and
they're not testing it either for the most part.
It's gonna sit on their shelves forever if they mark it. If they mark like an old VCR at $80 because it sells for $80 on eBay. I mean,
They have to find that one person looking for it in their town.
It's going to take them forever to sell that. And if your stores get a lot of inventory, they're just not going to price it high.
Also, stuff that you wouldn't expect, like you said, old stuff, but remotes for TVs or they don't have them anymore. They don't work for their TV anymore. So they buy that remote, or if they are looking for a remote control for like an old remote control car that they found, and they don't have the remote, but they really like the toy, so now they went on eBay and found the remote. Those sell for $30 and up all the time. I watched Justin Resell's earlier talking about that, about just he didn't say this, but I'm like, the dumb stuff to sell that I'm like, why would anybody want to buy this?
Like a broken MacBook Pro shell that's like, it doesn't even work.
Yeah.
Like, people will buy it for parts, gut it, and put like a new internal computer on it to where it actually works now. But
yeah, but like I said,
different.
Like Christian said, there's a lot of stuff with the watches and the cards and the stuff. People know what that value is, so they're going to charge you more money for you to buy it. Now, like I said, you can hold on to it for a long time. The price will eventually go up, blah, blah, blah. Or you could do the electronics thing where, one, you're going to be able to find it at a lot of places. You're going to be able to find it at thrift stores. You're going to be able to find it at garage sales. Not as much at garage sales and estate sales, but you'll definitely be able to find it at thrift stores. And they're not going to be priced up crazy high, like you said, because there's not going to be a lot of competition for it in your small town, or even if you're in a big town, there's not a ton of people looking for that stuff. So you should be able to easily make good money on each item. And it's not like we're making $5 profit on this one item. You're making $50 probably. Your average sale through price is going to be anywhere from 50 to 75, if not 100. Yeah. Whereas ours is more like 25 to 35, 38, 40 on a good day. So it's kind of, but like you said, the cons of holding it and storing it and doing all that kind of stuff, those are kind of outweighed by the pros, we think. So, and a lot of people, there are YouTubers that you can follow that know what they're talking about, and you can get a lot of information quickly. So that's.
But it can be a good way to get started on eBay and make money fast, like right out the gate. I mean, you can buy some electronics that will flip quick. You can get more money in your bank account to start flooding other things that are maybe more long tail items. That's quicker, easier to ship, but maybe doesn't make as much money or more available. It just depends on what you want to do. I think electronics are really good for part-time people.
And we've sold electronics. Yeah. Not a ton on eBay, but we've sold a lot of electronics now. Before we get to number one, I just want to talk to you guys about when you first start out, maybe selling something that you really know well. Yeah. Not something that you're just like, oh, I've heard the Resell brothers talk about this thing being good to sell, so I'm going to go out and try to find a whole bunch of this thing. If you're not well versed and knowledgeable in that area, like that's why Christian said we don't sell in the eBay Motors, because we don't know anything about eBay Motors or the stuff that sells. We know about eBay Motors, but we don't know a lot about cars and the parts that people are looking for. So or where even to get it. So we're kind of staying away from that, and we haven't pushed ourselves into that category. So stick to something that you're an expert in, and then get the kind of feel for eBay and how to sell stuff, and then maybe try to work your way into another category if you want to, or kind of stay in that niche that you're good at. So it's kind of, if you found your niche on here and you think like, oh, that should be where I'm selling, start there and then branch off if you want to, but I would start there.
And if you're not an expert in anything, watch this video, pick one of the top 10, and whichever one has the most pros and the least cons that you like, go for that one. Some people would rather do this because they'll make more money per item and they want to make the most of their time.
All right. Numero un. Clothing, shoes, and accessories.
Surprise, surprise.
Now, like I said, this is very opinion-based. This is the category that we sell 99.9% of our stuff in.
If you don't agree, stop watching.
Yeah, if you don't agree, leave the comment of what you like the most. You can be able to find clothes anywhere. There's like an endless amount that you'll be able to find pretty much, like, and not just crap. I mean, you can find high-end stuff anywhere. You can find high-end stuff at estate sales, at garage sales, at thrift stores, at Goodwills, at Goodwill bins. I mean, you can find high-end stuff anywhere. So it's not something that is very hard to find. Also, there is a strong demand for it.
Very tedious to list.
Constantly. There's I mean, it's not that tedious. I mean, when he says tedious, it's very similar. Like you can do a whole bunch in a row because they're the same photos.
I'm sorry, I had a specific scenario in my mind of people who buy storage units and they get a lot of clothing from the storage units that they buy, but they don't want anything to do with the clothing. They just want to sell like the tools or the electronics that are in the storage unit, and they kind of just get rid of the clothes because they're way more tedious to list and you make less money on them per item for the most part compared to those other things. So that's another one of the reasons why they're so readily available, is because it is a lot of work to list them.
Yeah, and I think that is almost like a myth just that people have in their head, because we take photos of clothes every day, all day,
but we're the resale
I know, but it's not that hard to do. It just seems like it's something to be hard because it's so repetitive, and you're not filming, but taking pictures of basically the same kind of stuff over and over again, but it's quick to do. And now listing it is just getting quicker and quicker with all the AI stuff, so that's not even an excuse anymore, really. But anyway, back to it. It's a strong year-round. People are always looking for clothes, whether it be their kids growing out of stuff, them growing out of stuff, or losing weight and having to find new stuff. But clothes are so expensive, so they're willing to buy new. They're willing to buy new cheaper on eBay, but they're willing to buy used on eBay. Even stuff with flaws, because it's a good price and they're not sure if they're going to like it or whatever. So, but I mean, it's return rate's not that high on men's clothing. Women's clothing it's a little higher, but even if you get it back, it's still easy to handle. The storage is good. They're normally folded up in a small bag to where they're not taking up a ton of space. Now it's more than some other categories.
That's one of our favorite parts of clothing, is that it's easy to store.
Yeah, it's more than some categories like the cards or the jewelry or stuff like that. But you're not going to find as many of those. You're not going to find as many of the cards. You can find as much as you want, but the high quality you're not going to find as many of.
And there could be some complexity to even like the smaller stuff, like a card. Like if it's a card that is not in a hard case, you got to put it in a hard case and make sure it doesn't bend. So I mean,
you want to get them graded.
Clothes are simple.
You want to get them graded.
Clothes are so simple, man. I mean, it's an article of clothing. You throw it in a bag, you ship it out. Just ship it out in a little poly mailer, and you're good to go.
The other thing about clothing, and not just from an eBay perspective, but from a multiple platform perspective, you could sell it anywhere. You can sell. There's a million different websites to be able to sell clothing. So yes, we love it for eBay, but also you can sell it on Poshmark. Yeah, you can sell, and Poshmark is mainly a clothing. You can sell it on Mercari. Mercari is also, they sell everything. Everybody sells a lot of different stuff on Mercari, but clothing's a big thing on Mercari.
Sell on Whatnot.
You can sell on Whatnot, which cards are huge on Whatnot, but you can sell it on Whatnot. You can sell it on Depop. Clothing's huge on Depop. So
that's why we cross-list, because there's so many avenues to sell it.
Yeah, you can use the softwares apply really easy to clothing, whereas some other stuff, the AI is a little, I don't know how good it is on, like I said, we tested it on clothing, so I'm not sure how good it is on hard goods, but yeah, it can be very easy, adaptable. You can go out and go to a thrift store today and find stuff. That's literally how we started. Well, our mom used to sell on eBay a really long time ago, but you go to the thrift store one time, I found a Levi's denim jacket that was a black denim jacket for like $5 and sold it for 50 or 55, whatever it was, in a week. And it was like, okay, that's really,
I've been hearing about this jacket.
It was really easy. It was really easy to do and really easy to find. And it was just, something that is, like I said, readily available. And
there's a lot of competition in this category, though. A lot of competition. But if you're good and you're smart and you follow the right people, it's definitely doable. I mean, look at us. I mean, we've been doing it full time for a little while now, and it's going very well. So it's definitely not something that is impossible, even though it is. Some people say it's saturated. Some people say that it's impossible to make money. They used to be able to go to thrift stores and buy 100 items. Now they can't buy one.
And that's all the YouTubers' fault.
Yeah, we get a lot of comments how we are ruining the thrift stores for people, and we should stop.
As in the YouTuber resellers as a whole, but yeah, us too.
Well, we're involved, right?
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody, all of us are ruining it, but that's okay. There's enough for everybody. Anyway, that's our ranked. Go ahead and in the comments tell us how wrong we are, and
give us your
niche, what you like to sell.
Give us your top 10.
Yep.
Or wait, or just one. I mean, 10's a lot. Don't type all that out. We don't need a top 10. That's too much comment.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. I think we are, by the time this video comes out, let's see, we might be at. No, we probably won't. We're at 12.9 right now, almost at 13,000. So thank you guys, subscribers, for that. Please like and subscribe and turn on the notifications for the video. We really appreciate it. It's a great way to help the channel and it's absolutely free. So that's really cool. But
I've had 2 hours of sleep today. Help me.
but his wife went back to work, so he's struggle busing it.
I went to bed at 9. I got up at 12. I got up at 2. I got up at 4, and then I started working at 4, and I've been up since 4, and it's now 4:30. So, and I'll be up late.
Like it for him, baby, card it. We will see you guys in the next video.
Mañana.